Welcome to the tour of the Reseller Portal Part 2. In this video, we will be talking about admins, uploading phone numbers, PBX settings, branding, application templates, figuring SMS, as well as reports. So the same process goes. You have to sign in first to the service portal. From here, you'll be presented with the enterprise dashboard, which we've covered in the previous video. So the next step here is to click on the admins pane on the left side. So this is where you can see all the administrators that you have, and these are the users that are allowed to sign into the service portal using their credentials. So from here, you will see the username, the email ID, the date when the user was created, as well as the admin type. So these are the admin types that we have. We have admin, so with this admin type, they can only view and configure users, read only. They will have access to the portal, but everything will be for their eyes only. Billing admin type will just be only able to download the billing reports in this section right here. For the owner, they'll have access to everything in the portal. They'll also be able to add another admin, and we have this icon right here, which indicates that this user is the registered admin. So meaning this is the initial user created, and this is where we sent the registration email for the service account or the reseller account to be registered. So I'm logged in right now as the registered user as a with the owner admin type. So if I click on actions here, actions menu, for the admin user type, I can only reset the password for this user. So say, for instance, this user forgot the password to sign into the service portal. So I have the option to reset the password here. I can also edit the user to update the email address. Say, for instance, it was misspelled or there was some typographical error that needs to be corrected and the email needs to be updated. This is where it should be done. And another thing that is available in the actions menu is deleting the admin. So if you want to get rid of the admin or want to delete it, this is where you can get the option. For the read only, basically the same options here, just reset and edit. Same thing for the billing admin type, just the three options. Now for the owner admin type, since I am logged in as the registered owner, I have the option to convert another owner admin type into a registered admin. So the icon will be moved from my user going into this user if I do that. So let me try doing that right now. Convert to registered admin. So I'll be converting W. Jones user to become the registered admin. I'll click on update reseller admin. So you will be signed out after doing that. So you just have to sign back in. And as you can see, we have now converted the registered admin from my quarter 3 2024 user to W. Jones. And from here, we also have an option to add another admin. If you want to add additional administrator that can access the service portal, all you have to do is just put in the email ID, the username that you want to assign to this additional admin, and here are the requirements for the username. The length should be at least 5 and a maximum of 30 in length. And then put in the password, just confirm the password, and go ahead and pick the admin type that you want to assign to this reseller admin. That's it for the admins pane. Let's move on to the phone numbers. So the phone numbers page, this is where you can upload DIDs so your enterprises will be able to utilize these DIDs for their users later on for whatever integration they wanted to have. So you just click on upload phone numbers. And if you already have a file saved, then you can browse for the file. If not, you just click on the sample file format. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to upload a voice DID. So I'll supply the voice carrier name. I can type in whatever I want here, or I can select from the pre-selected one. So let me just say test company DID. And then since I'm just uploading voice phone numbers, I'm going to skip the SMS carrier profile. I'll just say assign SMS carrier later. And then for the enterprise, I'll assign it to this new test company enterprise. Then I'll look for that file that I have saved where the DIDs are. And I'm going to upload that here. So I'll just say upload. And once uploaded, you will see all the phone numbers uploaded with the carrier name as well as the enterprise where it is assigned to. So the user page or the assigned to column is blank right now because the DIDs are just newly uploaded and they're not assigned to a Teams user yet. Capabilities, so you'll see icons in here. So since these phone numbers are just activated for phone service, I'm only getting the telephone icon. If you activated the phone number for SMS, you'll have another icon here for SMS. And later on, once this DID is configured, you will see the services that it is configured for. And the actions menu, you have an option to delete this phone number so that you can re-upload and make corrections, or you can say manage. So from here, you can modify the capabilities that are assigned to the DID. So you can add additional services, but take note, you can't get rid of the existing one that is assigned to the DID. If you want to get rid of the service or the capability, then you'll have to go back and delete the DID. Say, for instance, I want to do SMS for this DID, and I'm going to assign the correct SMS profile. And then I'll say save, and then click on save settings under the confirmation message. And from here, you can see the additional capability added to that DID. You can also play with the filters here, which we've covered in the previous video. So depending on what you want to see in the phone numbers page, you want to see unassigned phone numbers, if you want to filter voice numbers and so on, this is where you can get them under the advanced phone numbers search. Now let's move on to the PBX settings at the reseller portal. So this page will allow you to see your PBX credential template. So if you have one saved, you will see the template name in here and the PBX type. Now for the actions menu, you can either edit the existing template if you want to make modifications. The setting here or this template will save the setting for the API integration as well as for the end user portal settings. So this is where you can put all your credentials, your client SSO, secret, as well as your masquerading credentials. So once you have this template saved, what happens is if you go to your active enterprise, for example, I'm going to try this new test company enterprise. And if you go to PBX, say for instance, you want to add a new PBX to this account, you just fill in the PBX type first, and here you will have access to the PBX credential template. So if you have a template saved at the reseller level, this is where you can get them. So as you can see, this is the template I saved earlier. So if I pick this one, this will automatically fill in the advanced settings here of the PBX page for the enterprise customer. In that case, they don't have to manually type it in. Everything will be filled depending on what you've saved in the template at the reseller level. So you can add multiple credential templates if you want. You just click on add credential template at the top and then just fill in this field with the correct information. Now let's proceed to branding. So the first option for branding at the reseller portal is the portal. So if you click on portals, you'll have 4 tabs here. The first one is general. So under the general tab, you'll be able to modify or brand the header text. So it's the one right here at the top left. So you can change this to your company name if you want. You can also modify the footer text. So this will be at the bottom here. It's going to show your company name too if you want to modify that. Also, you can change the header logo. So it's the one right here at the top left. So for the header logo, the For for the size, it should be 64 by 64 pixels in a PNG format. So this is the default one. If you have your company logo and if you want to brand it, you can go ahead and just click here, then browse for your logo and upload it, and then click submit. You also have the option to enable the technical support request form for the enterprise. So what happens is if you check this box, and if the enterprise admin logs into the enterprise portal, when they click on the help widget here on the left side, they will see this support tickets option, or they'll see this request support ticket option. If it's unchecked, then the enterprise will not be able to request for technical support. So that's it under general. Let's move on to the portal. Now for the portal, you're also able to brand the subdomain. So you can do both on the service portal and the enterprise portal. Now the service portal one, if you change the word service here, when the next time you log into the service portal, say for instance, you want to change this to your company name, what happens is if you change that, you just get rid of the first part here of the URL and just put in whatever you've replaced under the subdomain. Same thing for the enterprise. If you have changed or modified the enterprise portal subdomain, instead of letting the enterprise customer log into enterprise.connecttoteams.com, which is the default website, you can just get rid of the first word here and type in their company name or your company name for them to log into the enterprise portal. You can also change both the title of the reseller portal page and the enterprise page. So this is the default title that we have at the reseller portal, and this is the one for the enterprise. You can modify this one to your own. You can also modify the portal text description both on the reseller and the enterprise portal. So you just look for the text that you want to modify in this box. And once you're happy with the changes, under the portal tab, you can just click submit and automatically that will take effect. So let me just put this back to service. Now let's go to knowledge base. So as a reseller, you have an option to enable the knowledge base link to your enterprise customers. So you can check this box if you want your enterprise to see your knowledge base. From here, you can also brand it to your knowledge base name. And also you can put in your own knowledge base URL in this box. So if you don't have your own, the default one will be the Connect to Teams knowledge base. So if they click on the help widget here, they'll be able to see articles related to the setup process or whatever the customer is looking for that will be helpful for them to configure their account. And the last step here is the SMTP email setting. Now for the SMTP email, so this one is really helpful if you want to modify, for example, the emails that are being sent to the customer during the provisioning process. We are sending several emails to the global administrator. So if you want to set up SMTP relay, these are the email settings that you have to modify. So the email will originate from the address that you choose instead of the Connect to Teams one. Okay, next under branding, we have the email templates. So these are the type of emails or the templates that we send to the customer. So say, for example, under verification of SMTP setting, we generate an email for that. If you want to modify the template, you can just click on actions here and say edit. And from there, you can change the subject. You can change it to your own. You can also revise the message body itself by just modifying here and looking for the keyword in the message box. And then you can just click on save, or you also have an option to enable or disable this type of email notification to the customer. So if it's checked every time the customer verifies the SMTP setting, you'll get a notification. If it is unchecked, then you will not get any notification. So depending on what email template you want to manage or brand, this is where you can find them. Next, you can also brand the user agent. So the user agent, this is the default one, Teams connector. So this will be visible in the call trace or PCAPs that you will be downloading. So when you modify the user agent, take note that the name will propagate the change to all the PBX location defined at the enterprise of the reseller. And modifying the user agent, changing this will re-register the users that are already configured. So that means it will cause interruption to the calling services. So make sure that if you plan to brand or change or modify the user agent, make sure that you do it on the lean hours of the enterprise customer so it doesn't interrupt their calling services. Next, we have the dial plan. So as a reseller, you also have an option to customize the dial plan rule. Now, if you have already built the enterprise and haven't added any dial plan settings in here, so that will not take effect to existing enterprise. The modifications done in this dial plan page will only be applicable to new enterprises that you have added after modifying the dial plan rule in this page. So for existing one, if they're already existing prior to you setting up the dial plan rule here, you'll have to instruct the global administrator to modify the dial plan in the Microsoft Teams Admin Center. Okay, the next page here is the application template. So this is where you save the application template as the reseller level. So depending on what services your enterprise customer would want to take advantage to, or depending on the application that they want to use, this is where you can build the application initially as a reseller. So as an example, I'm going to use this PBX. So this is where you can put the version name, the dev name. You can put your own dev name here. Short name, this will be the actual name of the application that the users will look for in Teams after deploying the app. You also have the option to modify the full name, the description of the app, and as well as the full description. So you can also put in the team name where you want to deploy the app, and you can also modify your URL in here. You can put in your company URL, team name, I'll just say test team. You can also put in your own application branding logo. So we have two logos, the large one and the small one. So the large logo will be visible when the users are searching for the app in their Teams software. So you can change this one. The size should be exactly 192 by 192 pixels. And the small icon will be visible if the users are pinning the icon on the left side of the Teams. So this one should be exactly 32 by 32 pixels. From here, you can also modify the portal single sign-on tab name. So this is the default one. You can also modify the PBX soft keys management tab. And if you wish the enterprise to see more tabs when they deploy the PBX application, then you can click here and select the tabs that you wanted them to see. The ones that are highlighted in red are the mandatory tabs that Microsoft requires us to show when we're building application. You can also modify the accent logo, like the background logo, when you're uploading your large icon and your small icon. So you can modify the accent logo from here. And if you scroll down a little bit for PBX, there are other helpful settings here that you can take advantage of. So you have the option to manage the event notification, like the inbound and outbound call card, new voicemail card, as well as the inbound and outbound utility card. So once you're happy with all your modifications or your changes, you can click Save. And once this is saved, when you go to your enterprise customer, say for instance, this new test company, so when you click on it, When you go to app management on the left side, now you'd be able to save the same settings for the enterprise. So depending on the enterprise, if they want to use your own branding, or say for instance they want to modify it to their own name too. So this is where app management is the place to go for you to make modifications in the enterprise level. Okay, so let's go back to the reseller dashboard. That's it under application templates. Now for configuring SMS, if one of the services assigned to you as a reseller is SMS, then you will see this option to configure the SMS. This is where you can see the carrier profiles assigned to you by the master reseller. If you're missing a carrier in here, you contact your master reseller so they can get that added for you. So from here, once you see the carrier profile added to your account, you'll have the option to edit and modify the application ID or the API information being used by that carrier profile. So depending on the carrier profile, they use different types of API credentials or API key. So you just have to make sure that you have the correct one and update or save that so that when you deploy it to the enterprise, they'll be able to send and receive SMS successfully. Okay, the last thing here will be the reporting section. So the reporting section will have let you access to the direct routes. So this is where you can see all the enterprises with configured direct routing domain. So from there, you can see the enterprise name, their direct routing domain, as well as the status of their direct routing. This is also where you can easily search for an enterprise. If you're sure that they have configured direct routing, you can easily search for them here if you have a lot of enterprises. So it's easier for you to filter out which enterprise you're going to work with. We also have the Teams applications report. So this is where we will display the reports, or this is where we will display the name of the enterprises with the deployed application. So from here, you will see the app name, the team where it is deployed to, as well as the date when the app was created. Now, user registration, if you are tracking the growth of your company, this is where you can see how many configured users or Teams users are there total for the enterprise. And you also have the option to download that report. So when you download the report, you can filter the search here by enterprise to generate user registration. If you put a filter on the search enterprise, then the reports will only be limited to that enterprise. But if not, then you will get, or you'll be able to download all the user reports, user registration reports for the enterprise. Next, we have the activity feed. It's also part of the reporting section. This is troubleshooting gold. You will be able to see trending error messages from here, or if you want to track what your enterprises are doing, this is where you can see it. You will see the time when that task is performed, and from there you'll also see a message as to what specific task was performed, and you'll also see the company name doing that specific task. So this is where you check for trending error messages if there's any, so you can easily intervene and assist your enterprise in getting that completed. We also have the billing summary report. Now, for the billing summary report, this is where you'll have access to the number of licenses in use. When we say license in use, these are the breakdown of users configured for PBX, trunk service, call app, or SMS, depending on the number of users the enterprise has configured for that specific service. This is where you go to see a breakdown of that. And you're also able to download the report, and it will automatically save a CSV copy of the file in your computer. You can also see the billing detailed, so the difference between this page, billing detailed, and billing summary. So for the billing summary earlier, you'll just see the breakdown of the licenses. In the billing detailed section, you will see the enterprise name, the actual Teams user ID, and from there, you will see the user ID assigned to the Teams user. Let's say for PBX, you will see the PBX extension. You'll also see the type of integration that that Teams user have, may it be PBX or trunking. So from there, you can also download the report. You can make filter as to how many users are configured for the PBX, SIP trunk, call app, or SMS. So downloading the report will also save another CSV file directly into your computer. Okay, you also have the SMS DID section in here. So when you have DIDs uploaded for SMS, you will see that menu in here. You will see the options here. It will be displayed in the DID management. You'll have a column for the enterprise. You see also the column for the owner. So this will show the name of the user or the SMS group to which the DID or the SMS DID is assigned to. You'll also see the user type. So the user type is just owner. You have access to the actual DID as well as the status, whether or not it is assigned to a Teams user. You'll also see the carrier connectivity. So you will see a green indicator in here that will tell you the indication of the connection of the carrier status. You also have access to the create date. So you will see when that user or when the integration happened for the SMS. You can also export the data displayed here into CSV. Before that, you can modify your search filter depending on what you want to download. If you want to download just the enterprise name or the owner type, depending on what you want to download, you can play with the search filters, and then you can export it to CSV. And the files downloaded here will be saved as well to your computer. Next, let's move on to SMS transactions. So this is where you can see all the inbound and outbound SMS transaction for your enterprises. From there, you will see the source, whether it's outbound or inbound. You'll also see the destination number, the number of characters that was sent per SMS, the time when it was sent. We'll also have the direction here. The source number is where the number came from. Destination is where it's sent to. The direction here is the inbound and the outbound. And the status, you will get sent if it's sent, received if it's received, and failed if the message was failed to be obtained or sent. Same thing as the SMS DID section. You also can play with the search filters here. So you can limit the number of search that you want to see, or later on, if you want to download just some specific information, then you can filter it first. And then you can clear your search as well if you want to start over. Then when you export to CSV, so it tells you here that the generation has been started. So you'll have to check it in the downloads table so you can download the report. So this is where you will get it. You go to downloads. So it's right here. It will give you the report type, the status, and the create date. So this option here will let you download this report. So the downloading section will save all the SMS transaction downloads that you made. So when you click on download, this will save a copy of the downloaded file in your computer. Next, we have here the message summary. So for the message summary, you'll see the enterprise name, the phone number, which did the transaction, and you will also see a breakdown as to how many inbound count or inbound messages that DID sent, as well as the outbound. And similar to the previous SMS DID panes, you're also able to filter your search, narrow it down, and you're also able to export that to CSV, and it gets downloaded to your computer. So those are the things that you can do as a reseller at the reseller portal. with this video tutorial.